Okay, there we go. Put the mic up to my face. Alright, now, if you guys don't, I'm going to probably tell you something a little bit that you probably don't know. And I'm going to tell you about what I think. Okay, what I'm going to tell you is my favorite boxers and MMA fighters because, first of all, let's just get this out of the way. I am a huge fan of MMA and UFC. UFC, MMA, Strikeforce, WC Wreckage. By the way, WC 42 just happened, and Brian Bowles is, God, I don't remember which weight class. I think he's the bantamweight champion now. He beat Miguel Angel Torres, according to a report I saw on TV on SportsCenter. But anyway, I watch that, and I watch, a good bunch of MMA, UFC. I like to watch UFC Unleashed, and I'm excited for. I play UFC 2009, and I'm excited for the new Ultimate Fighter that's going to feature Kimbo Slice. But I am also a boxing fan as well. I watch a bunch of boxing, any boxing I can watch. I watch Friday Night Fights. I watch what else? Boxing After Dark on HBO, and Showtime Championship Boxing and ShowBox The New Generation. Basically, I am a big boxing fan and MMA fan, so I figured I'd go down as to my favorite fighters in the boxing and UFC, as well as a little something about, best pound-for-pound fighters in UFC and MMA in general. First off, boxing. I am a huge fan of the up-and-coming prospects, guys that are still young, that are learning, that are either learning and they're still young but they're learning, or they're young and they've got like title belts and stuff. People like Andre Berto. This guy has, I'll move the camera over here a little bit. Pardon me, I've got a little bit of a kind of a different kind of camera platform because I'm over here in the living room. Andre Berto. He's got, I think he's got the WBC welterweight title. He's in the welterweight division. He's got the WBC title. He's undefeated. I think he's, 25, 26-0. Someone's going to have to correct me on that one. And there are one or two things he could improve. Like, he does need to maybe stand in a little bit closer, reach a little bit more on some of his punches. And in his last fight against Juan Urango, he kept, throwing a couple punches, then holding. Throwing a couple punches, then going in for a clinch. He needs to stop doing that. But other than that, he's one of the best. He's one of the best fighters in the welterweight division. He's not quite at the level of Pacquiao. He's close to the level of Pacquiao, Cotto, Mosley. He could get there. I mean, he could. He's probably. I mean, some people are saying, well, he's right there anyway. I say he's just about there. If he would fight Pacquiao, Cotto, or Mosley right now, it would be a good fight. But he might lose. It would be a good chance that he would lose. No disrespect to the guy, he's a good fighter. But the thing is, there are one or two things that these top fighters, Miguel Cotto, Manny Pacquiao, and Sugar Shane Mosley could exploit. That could undo him. But he's one of my favorite fighters. Definitely one of my favorite fighters. Let's see who else. Heavyweight division, Chris Arreola. Oh yes, I love this. This guy is awesome. He fought against let's see, two fights like his the fight before his last fight against Jamil McClain. He fought against Travis Walker. Second round, he actually got knocked down once. Went down to his knee, got back up, came back, and knocked Travis Walker down twice. And then in the third round, he knocked him down a third time, and referee Jack Rice stopped it. And he's got the WBC Continental Americas Continental Americas title belt, and he's got the I think it's the NABO championship. I'm gonna have to check that later. NABF or NABO, I don't remember, but he's got two title belts. He is actually scheduled. I have to scratch my ear. He's actually scheduled to fight Vitaly Klitschko, one of the Klitschko brothers, for prestigious heavyweight title. I'm not sure which one. Thinking it's WBA or WBC. I'm not entirely positive, but he is scheduled to fight He is scheduled to fight for a heavyweight title. And contrary to what people say, I think he can make it a fight. he can definitely make it a fight. He's got to improve his stance because he does stand pretty wide. You know, his legs are pretty wide when he, you know, punches. And Vitaly Klitschko can exploit that. You know, with one good punch, he could be down. So he's got to, you know, improve. And he's a little bit out of shape. He came in at 250-ish in his last fight against Jamil McQuine, which he ended up winning anyway, because he's still undefeated. But, excuse me, sorry about the voice crack. But he has to improve his stance. He has to get in shape. But he does have good power. He doesn't have bad feet. He doesn't have great feet, but he doesn't have bad feet. He's got a pretty good chin. Thing is, he's, like I said, he's got to improve his stance. He's got to get in shape. But if he does, if he at least gets in shape, he's going to make it a fight. And if he improves his stance a little bit, he's going to make it even better fight. It's going to be close. I think if he can improve his shape and whatnot, and improve his stance and all that, you know, improve his footwork a little bit, he might have a chance against Vitaly Klitschko. I think it's going to be a fight. It's not going to be what everybody says. Everybody's going to say, "Oh, he's going to get knocked out. He's going to get sent back to, you know, he's going to lose it. He's not going to be, he's going to be, his career's going down the shitter. He's going to lose." It's not going to be as bad as you might think. He's going to make it a fight. So now we're going to transition from boxing. Oh, actually, one more quickly. Alfredo Angulo. I actually fought this past Friday Night Fights against, God, I forgot the name. It was Rosado. Somebody Rosado. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember the first name, but he ended up knocking the guy out. Knocked him down 3 times in, I think, the second round. And he's an amazing fighter. I hope he does very well, you know, in boxing. So now we're going to switch to MMA. Some of my favorite fighters in MMA are Forrest Griffin, who actually just lost to Anderson Silva. And if you didn't see the highlights of that in the knockout, you know, Anderson Silva toyed with him, basically, and knocked him flat cold. Kenny Florian, who actually just lost to BJ Penn. I know, 2 of your favorite fighters, Jrod lost. Yes, I get it. But they're my favorite fighters from, like, Ultimate Fighter and stuff like that. Diego Sanchez, BJ Penn, who just beat, who beat, God, I forgot his name. He beat Kenny Florian at UFC 101. There's a bunch of them that I can't name off the top of my... Brock Lesnar's a good fighter. I don't care what anybody says. Brock Lesnar's a good MMA fighter. Last I checked, he actually beat Frank Mir. I'm pretty sure he beat... I think I saw on, like, SportsCenter or something, he beat Frank Mir. Brock Lesnar is a good fighter. I don't care what anybody says. He is a good fighter, bar none. Okay, last thing, pound for pound, best pound for pound fighters. I saw somebody comment on a video about EA Sports MMA, which is the new game that's coming out. That's made by EA Sports. It's coming out in 2010. And somebody said that Fedor Emelianenko is the top pound for pound fighter in the world. Dude, I've got one thing to say to you. You are out of your fucking mind. Okay, first of all, I don't consider Fedor Emelianenko a pound-for-pound fighter. He is a heavyweight fighter. Nothing else more. He is not, okay, he's mainly a heavyweight fighter and light heavyweight fighter. That's it. That's all he is. He fights in 2 weight divisions, and he rarely fights in light heavyweight. He's a heavyweight fighter. People I consider at the top in pound-for-pound. BJ Penn, GSP, George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva, to me, is the top pound-for-pound fighter in the world. The dude is insane in light heavyweight. He doesn't have a title there, but he's good in light heavyweight. He should have a light heavyweight title. He's got the middleweight title. He is a top pound-for-pound fighter. BJ Penn follows him closely because BJ Penn has a lightweight title, which he just defended. He's great in other weight divisions, and I'll tell you this, both of those fighters fight very well but don't get me wrong, Fedor Emelianenko is a good fighter in both divisions, in light heavyweight and heavyweight, but he rarely fights in light heavyweight. I haven't seen him fight in light heavyweight. He fights mainly in heavyweight, and that's it. I don't define a pound-for-pound fighter as one guy that fights mainly in one division. I define someone like Anderson Silva or BJ Penn that fights in 2 weight divisions and fights in both of them very well and fights them frequently. I don't know. Post your comments on the bottom. Say what you got to say. Hate on MMA. I don't really care. Just post your comments on the bottom. Favorite boxers, favorite MMA. pound for pound fighters, yada 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 and yada. Good night.